Hey everyone, this is Denise and Brandy with Eternally Fit. And Brandy had a good idea to just jump on here and talk about God prompting you. So I'm going to
Yeah.
let you go
We're
ahead.
always so I feel like I don't always like to be scripted, you
Yeah.
know? But I just had a story I was telling my kids the other day, and I'd asked them, "Do you ever feel like God's prompting you to do something?" And they were like, "Oh, I don't know." And it was just mine this story is just kind of it's a small story, but I was in a line at Qdoba. This has been several months ago. Got a wing here. And so this line in Qdoba it's a pretty long line, and there's this lady standing in front of me. She might have been a little older than me. I don't know for sure, but I mean, we were several feet apart. Hadn't talked to each other. I was looking at my phone and getting ready to order. And as I'm looking at my phone, this thought comes in my mind, and it says, "You should buy that lady's meal in front of you." I'm like, that's weird. I'm like, that is weird. I'm like, this is a weird thought. I'm not going to buy that lady's meal. How awkward. And so I just didn't do it. She had ordered her meal. And we're still going down the line in Qdoba. I ordered my meal. And still, there's quite a few people there. So we're still waiting. And I'm telling you, we're not standing next to each other, not talking or anything. And I'm still looking at my phone after I'd ordered what I wanted. And that random thought popped into my head again and said, "You should buy that lady's meal in front of you." Like, no, that is so weird. I am not doing that. And my mind is going back and forth. Should you do it? Should you not do it? And I'm like,
Right.
no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And so, we're at the cash register. She's at the cash register going down the line. And like, again, I'm saying we're not standing next to each other. It does not look like we're there together. It doesn't, nothing. And so she's still a couple feet away from me. I'd say probably 3 feet away from me, checking out. And the cashier looked at me and he said, "Is this meal together?"
Wow.
And I'm like, and I kind of laughed like that. And I said, "Yes, it's together. I'm buying it."
Oh,
I'm like, what in the
wow.
world?
Oh my gosh.
I
Wow.
I don't know whatever came of it. The lady turned around and looked at me. I mean, she didn't look like she needed her meal bought or anything, but she looked at me. She's like, "You're not buying my meal." I'm like,
Oh.
"I'm buying your meal." I'm like,
Oh.
"So, yes, just put that on mine." And
Oh, wow.
it was just like weird, that thought. And then that cashier looking at me directly, didn't even look at her across from him, looked at me.
Wow.
"Is this
If
meal
that's
together?"
not God,
Yep,
wow.
it is. I
And
know.
then it's like, okay, even in that moment, maybe you didn't feel that that did anything for that woman, but I guarantee it did.
Something, but it was weird because, and it, when the, before that, when the thoughts came into my mind, I was like, that's awkward. I'm not going to
Mhm.
say, "Hey, can I buy your meal?"
Mhm.
But when the cashier looked at me, it was not awkward. It was kind of
Oh,
comical.
yeah. Just like, okay, God, yes, I will
Sure.
listen to you.
Yes, I am. Yep. Have you ever had
Wow.
anything like that?
Well, so I guess the one thing that was uncomfortable for me recently is I was watching something. It was about everything happening in Israel with the war, and the person at the end of their, it was like a YouTube. At the end they said, if you know of someone with like ties to Israel, or they have, Jewish family members, or they're Jewish, reach out to them and just, ask if they need prayers, see if they're okay. And so I was thinking to myself, like, who do I know? And there were actually two people that popped into my mind. And for some reason, one specific person that I really felt like pulled to reach out to. And like, I don't know him that well. I lived in Columbus for 12 years, so I would see him very rarely. It was like in my group of friends who we would go out hang out, whatever. And so I would see him then sometimes, not very often. And so I thought, okay, this is really awkward too. And so I just thought, oh, well, I'm going to do it. Like, I feel led to do this. So I got on Facebook Messenger, sent a message, and said, I don't even know if you are Jewish, but I kind of think you are. But I just wanted to see if have any family members that would need prayer, or prayed for. And so he responded pretty quickly and said, actually, my mom, is of Jewish descent, but that he is agnostic. And so he didn't really, say, yeah, I take
You know
some
what's
prayer.
crazy is when you said that, it didn't bring me like, oh, that's terrible. It brought me like excitement, like what you can do in his life. That little bit of information, that little seed can be planted. And
Yeah.
the lady in our Bible study said she had planted a seed, and 20 years later, 20
Yeah.
years, then she heard
Yeah.
from that guy.
Wow, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Hmm.
So I immediately thought of myself because I went through a really hard time where I just thought, I don't know if there really is a God. Like, I don't know. And so I said, "Oh, I I understand." And I said,
Hmm.
"Sometime if you're willing to listen to my story, I'd love to share it with you."
Ooh. Ooh.
And I I didn't get a response, but it's okay. Like, I
It
planted
is
that
okay.
seed, and I'm not here to try to convince anyone. Like, that's not for me to do. It's just for me to share, what I've learned in my life and what God has done in my
And
life.
you
So,
did that prompt. God prompted you to do it, and you felt the need.
and you know what? That it was a really like awkward and scary thing to do, but it also was, I don't know, I just was so
Fulfilling?
excited. Like you said, like, wow, God led me to someone who might hopefully be open to listening and will hopefully be
Yep.
open to Jesus one
Yep.
day. I hope.
Oh, yeah, that's exciting. Yeah, you just never
So,
know.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I think it was, if you guys ever have a prompt, or, I mean, it might seem like it's in your own head, like, oh, that's weird. It's just
Yeah.
weird. But
Mhm.
when he will keep pushing, do it.
Mhm.
Do this.
Well, and like in your situation, that's even harder because you're not going to see the fruit of that move that you made,
Right.
And
Right.
so it's like, okay, well, now it's in God's hands. You just
But
have to, like,
it was still fulfilling. It was
good.
oddly fulfilling, like,
Yeah.
haha, gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have the cashier, I guess, have to do it.
Right.
Because you won't listen to me. Maybe you'll listen to him. Like,
Right. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I
yeah.
love it.
I just thought, oh my gosh. It was
Yeah.
kind of funny.
Well, and we do need to go back to that, like, childlike mental process, like, and just do, I feel like kids think of something and they just do it. And we need to quit overthinking it and
What
just
was
do it.
our Bible study leader yesterday said? In the Bible, it always points out, be like a child. Be like a
Yeah.
child. It never says to a child, be like an adult, because
Yes.
we are
Exactly right.
such sinners. And
Yes.
on as adults, we overthink everything.
Mhm. Yes.
Mm.
Yes. So, yeah, just
All right. Well,
all
that's
right.
all.
That's it. Thanks, guys. Let us know what you think. As always. Bye.